Hi guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and today I'm gonna be doing something that I haven't done in a while, and I'm gonna be bringing back my wrap-ups. I realize that if I have a goal or books I want to read in mind, that my reading month goes a lot smoother. I tended to read more books whenever I actually had a strict TBR from when I didn't. So I think bringing back the TBRs are a good thing, and I actually have a wrap-ups because I actually read 2 books in the month of December. Although one of them is gonna be included in my favorite or least favorite reads of 2018 list at the end of December, because I really counted this one of these books as my 2018 reads because I had already done my 2017 reads video, so I went ahead and tacked that on as the first book I read in 2018. But let's get started with the video. So the first book I read in the month of December was An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. I borrowed it from my local library, so I don't have it here with me to show you guys. But I ended up giving this book maybe a 6 out of 10 stars, mostly because the plot synopsis didn't really give me what I actually wanted out of the book. Like, I was thinking this epic road trip of a guy who had lost his way, finding himself again, and I was really met with a guy who only, traveled 30 to 40 minutes out of his hometown. Maybe, a couple hours out of his hometown, I can't remember. And he ends up staying somewhere for the summer. Now, if you just said, oh hey, he ends up spending his summer here, it'd been way more of a better plot than just trying to give me this epic detour or road trip book, and it just falls flat for me, and I don't know, that just annoyed me. I had to tack off a couple of stars for that. Not to mention, the book was really tedious at parts, and I had to force myself to read this one. But the character of Lindsay for this one really saved it for me. It wasn't for Lindsay, and it was just I don't know what is it about John Green's male characters that make me forget the book so easily. I think I just forgot his name, and I barely read this book, guys, and I already forgot his name. But it was an interesting book, I'll give it that, but I really hope John Green books get better for me. Looking for Alaska is still my favorite, personally. I'll get to reading The Fault in Our Stars and Paper Towns and Charles All the Way Down some other time, because no matter how much John Green's books might be bland at times, I could actually get through them because they're so short. So the next book I have here is actually a book that I really enjoyed, and that is This Is Where It Ends by, I am going to butcher this name so bad, Marieke Nijkamp? I think is how you say her name. And this is a book that takes place 55 minutes during a mass school shooting, and God, this book is intense. It didn't really, except for maybe 2 of the characters, well, actually 3 out of 4 of the characters were somewhat developed, but it's definitely more plot driven than anything. This is definitely a book about a school shooting. There's blood, there's gore, there's death at every turn, there's plot twists and turns, and this guy who's the shooter is all connected to these 4 people that are in here. Now, the one thing I will say is if you guys want a spoiler review, I will post it on my channel if you want it. But God, the only point of view that I didn't really appreciate in here was Claire's, but I do see why they needed her point of view. I just wasn't down with it, and this actually surprisingly has LGBT representation in here. I didn't expect the LGBT representation. I didn't expect it to be as diverse as it was, nor did I imagine that there is actually a character with a disability in this book as well. Like, this book was so different. And then I heard that she's actually on board with the diverse books movement. So that's why her book is so diverse. And just like, this book is so impactful in so many pages. And I had to give it like 8.9 out of 10 stars. I can't give it 10 out of 10 stars mostly because of Claire's part, but definitely a great book. Definitely suggest you check it out. So let me get on with the portion of books I'm going to read for this month. So the first book I've already started reading. I'm halfway through it, and that's The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur, which is a collection of poetry. And even though I'm halfway through it, this book speaks to me so much. But before you read read along with me, if you want to read along with me, I will tell you there is a trigger warning for rape and abuse in this book. So be forewarned if you get this book. It does have specific poems about that. So, and I give you guys trigger warnings for this one. I haven't read it all the way through, but the halfway points, there are poems about that. There's also poems about cheating relationships in this one, and it's so great so far, and I can't wait to finish it. I'm hoping to finish it sometime today. Like, I just barely got this yesterday, and I'm already halfway through, because it's just that great. So coming in, and my second one, I'm already like, I'm trying to remember. I think it was, yeah, I'm already on page 75 of this one, and that's Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert, I think you say her name, and this is a book about two siblings. One has just returned home from boarding school where she was sent away while her brother was dealing with his bipolar disorder, and it's all about how their family copes with her brother's bipolar disorder. That and her brother has a girlfriend that she is interested. I've heard, and I heard this book is really diverse, and I'm really going for diverse reads because they're actually so legit. So I'm happy to pick up this book. So, last but not least on this one, before I do my special challenge, I have Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. Like, I personally love Leigh Bardugo so much. I've heard nothing but great things about her, and she seems awesome. I'm already on chapter 2 of this. I'm not really that far into it, but I'm most excited about this one. But I'm saving it for last because it's more hunky than This Is Where It Ends and Little and Lion, and I need to get those in to the library. This one's also on my public library, as you can see. So I need to read these three first, although The Sun and Her Flowers is really taking up my time. So, my last book is going to be on my TBR challenge. I got these nice little popsicle sticks, and we'll see if I can actually do the book, because I'm trying to stick with the TBR I have back there. And oh, this is actually perfect. It's, read a book about mental health, and I love reading books about mental health. So, let me see what I have here that I could get really quick. I just have to think about mental health books that I haven't read on my shelf yet. Oh. Tell me, this should be interesting. Let me try to find one. Nope. I think that's about mental health. Okay, I think I'm finally gonna do it, guys. I think I am... Ooh, let me see. Let me see if I have another one about mental health in here. Here, I don't think I have a lot of mental health books, actually. Actually, they're usually the first ones I read. So, okay. I think I'll read this one. If not, the bipolar representation in Lone Lion might count. But I'm gonna try to read Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Sapia, because this one has anxiety disorder involved in it, and I personally have anxiety disorder also. So I'm looking forward to diving into this one. One, because I've heard nothing but good things. But there you guys have it. That was my December wrap-up and January TBR. Comment down below, let me know some of the books you'll be reading, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!